Hi, and welcome to practice today. Today we're going to be practicing a grounded practice that is primarily seated, and this practice is designed to bring in a little bit of balance. We'll also be working on our core abdominal strength, and we'll be looking at ways that we can integrate more passive stretches into our yoga practice. So let's get started in a wide-legged forward fold. So you'll see I have a couple blocks here today. I'm going to grab one of these blocks, but you could grab anything. It could be a blanket or a bolster, fold it up. And I'm just going to use one of these blocks to help me begin to find my forward fold here. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm actively engaged through both legs. So I'm drawing up on the kneecaps, engaging the quads and the hamstrings simultaneously, while I'm folding forward from the hip joint. I'm really working to come deeper into this forward fold, all the while extending through the crown of my head, maintaining the natural curves of the spine. Just allow your awareness to come in as you breathe into the sensation and the feeling in the back body. And you do want to be aware if you feel anything that's sharp, you want to back out a little bit of that. Wanting to maintain integrity right here, but also wanting to, come towards our edge. And coming up back to a neutral position. We'll go ahead and bring the block out next to the right ankle, placing the right hand on the block, maybe even walking it out a little bit in front of the right foot. And then reach the left arm up and over, stretching through the left side body. Now there's a tendency here to round the left shoulder coming forward, but the challenge today is to open the left shoulder, moving open away from the floor, creating space even in the right side body. And check in with the feet, make sure we're active and engaged through the legs. And then come back to center, and we'll take the opposite side. Again, placing the hand on the block if you have that available to you, maybe walking the hand or the block a little bit forward of the foot, and then reach the right arm up and over, opening the right shoulder onto the back of the body as you open through the right side. And then come back through center, and we're going to bring the left shin parallel to the long side of the mat, and then swing the right leg back. So we come into sort of a pinwheel shape. Now I like to bring my blocks underneath me so that they support the hands, and I'm just going to fold forward using the blocks to support me, really attempting to anchor both hips to the earth. The left hip should be firmly grounded into the earth. The right hip might lift slightly, and that's okay. Notice if you start to drift away from the sensation in the body. Notice if the mind wanders off someplace else. And just bring the awareness back to the breath. Notice you'll begin to come a little bit closer with each breath or two. Just moving closer towards the earth. And come back up. And we're going to take the blocks over to the right, so towards the top of the mat. And then really turn the torso so that the torso is moving towards the top of the mat. So we're never going to actually be completely square to the top of the mat, but we're working towards that. And then fold forward. Again, really trying to maintain the position of the legs while twisting in the upper body. You can even come down lower or all the way to the mat. Whatever works for you. And coming up, and this time we're going to come out of this, bringing the right leg out, extending the left leg. Just take a moment, shake it out, and we'll take the opposite. So bringing the right shin forward and the left shin back. And we'll walk forward for that forward fold. Just another couple breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll come back up, turn to the back of the mat, and then fold forward with this twist. And coming back up and unwinding. So we're going to place the blocks inside, and we're going to be working a little bit of core here. So lifting from the right hip, up and over, up and over, up and over, and up and over. So really important to keep the toes flexed back towards the shins, really active and engaged through the quads. The tighter the leg is, the better. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do this for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then fold forward. Great work today, guys. So we're going to come to our back with a block. And coming to the back, go ahead and press into the earth, lift the hips, and place the block underneath your sacrum. Go ahead and walk the shoulders underneath you. And rest. If you don't have a block, you can always place a bolster or some blankets underneath you. And pressing into the feet, lift the hips and release the block. And then take any final postures before finding your way to Shavasana. Slowly deepen your breath, bringing gentle movements to the fingers and the toes. Stretch long or draw in tight, eventually meeting in a seat. Taking a moment to offer yourself gratitude for coming onto your mat today. Thank you so much for sharing practice. Be well. Namaste.